Welcome to Fortyborn. Just Jake here for now. I need to announce the winner of our giveaway. This has been an incredible year for Fortyborn. Our community has grown so much, and we owe all of our success to you, the listeners. So thank you. Thank you for choosing to listen to us. We know that life is wild and time is a finite resource, so we are humbled to know that anyone listens. So as a thank you to this awesome community, we ran a giveaway, and we need to announce the winner now. So the person that won our D100 set is Evan at Pro Vertical Farm on Twitter. Congrats, Evan. We are going to reach out to you to figure out shipping. At this point, we probably already have. If you didn't win this time, I'm sorry, but we hope to run more giveaways in the future. So hop into the Discord or check us out on Twitter to stay up to date with Fortyborn. And lastly, we're going to take 2 weeks off during the holidays, so we won't release an episode the week of Christmas or New Year's, but we'll be back on January 9th. We're ending the year with a silly, fun episode, so we hope y'all enjoy. See you soon. Welcome to Fortyborn, the limited Lorcana podcast. We're a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice.
Discuss all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get to the stuff that nobody asked for.
Whoop whoop. 22 episodes in, and we're finally, prior to this point, it's just been cutting news, hard facts, and helpful information. And now it's time for the fun stuff.
Now it's time for the fun stuff.
You know, and I think every compliment I've received from the podcast, which is probably only about 5.
Yeah.
The word banter's been brought up quite a lot.
Oh, nice.
Not once has anyone complimented my strategy tips, my card ratings.
No, they're like...
my acute finger on the pulse of limited in this game.
Yeah, not recognized. It's going unrecognized.
They're just like, oh, you guys are dumb together. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Happy Honda Days, brother.
Yeah. Happy Honda Days?
Yeah.
Is it Honda Days?
Well, somewhere.
Holiday Honda Days?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I hear that you had a new experience recently related to the holidays.
What was that?
Related to your tree?
Oh, I got a tree.
No.
Oh.
What was new about it?
I sawed it down.
Yeah.
I sawed it down.
Wait, was that new?
Myself. Yeah, I've never sawed a tree down.
Nice.
Usually just pick them up at Lowe's, but I went to a farm. I said, I'll take a saw, please, sir. And I went out there and I laid on the ground and sawed it down.
Nice. Was Julia there?
She was. She kept saying, do you need help?
And you're crying and saying, no, I got it.
I was like, I'm fine.
I know how to cut down trees.
She was like, do you need help? I was like, it's only taking me like 2 minutes. You're acting like I've been here for an hour.
Yeah, a family of 6 has already came and gone.
Children are cutting trees down and I'm just there.
There's toddlers carrying their trees out over their shoulders.
Hacking away at it, yeah.
Well,
it was a sight.
At this point, when this comes out, we'll be headed our separate ways to... I'm going to the Bahamas.
I'm going to Cancun.
I know that sounds fancier than it is, maybe, but...
Pretty fancy.
I guess it is a little pinky up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is a new experience for us. We're I would say turning a new leaf, but this might just be a one and done thing. But we are going to the Bahamas for a couple of days.
This is your first time in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
A holiday Bahama trip?
Yeah, we're going with Sky's family. I actually have to work while I'm there.
Bummer.
Yeah, it sucks.
Julia has never been to a resort, so we've been talking about going somewhere for Christmas for like years. And so she's like, I'm booking a resort. I'm doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we'll probably both get sunburnt and have a good time.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure getting sunburnt.
Nice. Are you, you know what books you're going to take?
No, but I got some good tips from you.
All right. Well, yeah, you're about to get some more.
Good, because my book list is very brief.
Yeah, so what are we doing today, Taylor?
Today we're talking about our top things of the year. It's like a pack one, pick one for the whole year.
Yeah. So some of our favorite things, looking back on the year.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start out talking about the podcast, and we will quickly not talk about that anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little reflection on the year. Everyone should reflect on their year.
Yeah.
Good and bad, good or bad.
Yeah, it's kind of, this has not been the best year for our friend group.
No, it's been a tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tough one, but we're going to focus on the good stuff.
Yeah, I hope everyone's year out there was good.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't good, hopefully there were things that helped with the non-good.
Yeah, maybe 2024 will be better.
For sure. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, but there were some good things about the year, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as far as the podcast goes, and then we'll end with listener questions.
Yeah.
We had some listener questions that we will answer. You had your first question directed at you.
Yeah, I did.
How does that make you feel?
Good is about a hot dog.
Yeah. we kind of have one tone right now in terms of questions and content related to you.
Yeah, I need to, broaden my horizons, I guess.
Oh, did you have any resolutions this year?
No, I never make a resolution. I don't like to change.
Well,
I don't like to improve.
Well, that's a good way to do that. But I think a lot of people that make resolutions also, it doesn't change.
Yeah, but they're trying.
Yeah, that's why I make really, really easy resolutions. Because I think
smart.
maybe if I do very small things over time, eventually I'll be able to do big things.
I love that. That's a great mindset.
So literally in 2020, I was just going to floss more. That was my only resolution.
It's nice to have a goal, too, that you can't measure at all.
Well,
Just more.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people are like, I'm going to do this 5 times a week. Don't do that.
No, just make it so it seems like you did.
Yeah. I think improving yourself is just one day at a time.
For sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And some days I didn't floss. Just really set myself up to slam dunk the next day, you know?
Yeah. Just more than last year.
I went to the dentist last week, and she was like talking to me about how bad my gums looked, and I was like, I've been flossing, and she's like, oh, well, you need to change your toothbrush more. And I'm like, man, dentists,
Never good enough.
I got a bone to pick. You tell me to floss and I floss, and then I still have the same problem.
Yeah.
I still have inflamed gums. Maybe I just got bad gums.
Yeah, that's the thing, genetic gums.
But one time a dentist told me that I shouldn't chew my mouth. You know how you chew the inside of your mouth when you get nervous sometimes?
Yes.
I do that. I have a bad
lot?
habit. When I'm really focusing, I'll like chew on the inside of my jaw,
Yeah.
my cheek. She said I was going to give myself mouth cancer.
Oh my god. I don't think that's how that works, is it?
She was a dentist. I don't know.
If you're hold on. If there are dentists that listen to this, can you tell us if that's real? Can you get mouth cancer just from chewing your cheekbone?
Well, she was just saying like those cells have to regenerate quickly, so you increase your chances of getting cancer. And I was like, that feels like some like back of the napkin science.
Yeah,
That
I
doesn't-
don't understand that at all.
But maybe it's real.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're asking. There's
Yeah.
got to be dentists that listen to this.
If you are a dentist or a loved one is a dentist,
Oh yeah.
let us know.
Ask your dentist friends.
Yeah, ask your dentist if chewing on the inside of your mouth increases the chance significantly, or I don't know science words, increases your chances of getting cancer in your mouth.
Yeah. This is the like reflect on good things pod, and we're talking about mouth cancer. we
Oh man, reflecting on this year, 2023,
gonna
you
get
and I were having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and we looked at what was going on in the world,
Yeah.
and we decided the world needed another podcast from two white guys.
There just aren't enough.
There's not enough,
No.
and we just thought the world could use one more.
Right.
So, in summation,
Here we are.
you're welcome. And I mean that both to you, Taylor,
Oh.
and to our listeners.
How many followers did we lose just by talking about these extravagant trips we're going on, and then telling your audience you're welcome?
I might cut the trip talk. All right. I'm not paying for our trip. But I don't know if that makes it look better or worse.
He's like, I'm just going to the Bahamas. I didn't pay for it. Okay, sue me.
Because I don't have the money for that. But we got in-laws that do.
You married well.
Well, yes, I did. But also, they found a ridiculous deal on flights.
Ridiculous.
I think we're flying for like $100.
for a flight round trip.
Yeah,
But then you like pay for the resort too, right?
somebody does.
Dang, dude. I paid for my trip and it does not feel good.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about our top regrets of 2023. We're talking about our top everything else.
Yep.
Also, didn't really give you a prompt on top of categories.
No, let's hear the categories.
Well, there aren't any. I mean,
Oh.
I was just going to talk about some things that were top for me. And
Okay.
But the podcast is number one.
It's kind of categories, but yeah, the podcast is number one.
So I had some goals. I wanted to goals in my head. I thought it'd be if we did at least 10 episodes. I thought that would be good.
Wow.
We've done 22.
We doubled that.
This is 22.
So goal accomplished.
Checked.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get 1,000 total list downloads. We did that.
Did it.
And then I wanted to get at least 100 listeners a week.
Did it.
We did that too.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, look at you all because, that's who really did that.
I mean, look at what you're listening to. This is on you guys. So, goals next year. I don't know how reasonable any of this is because I don't know anything about, basically anything.
Yeah.
But especially podcasting.
Sure.
I would like to get 1,000 weekly listeners.
Wow. That'd be a lot.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything either.
I don't know anybody in this space. I don't know their metrics. I don't know what they're doing.
True, yeah, that's right.
If you are a podcaster and you want to talk numbers, talk to us.
Yeah. We have an email.
Yeah.
Has anyone emailed that ever?
Once.
Was it like Google being like, welcome to Gmail?
No, one time a real person emailed us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool to get a sponsor next year.
That'd be awesome. A real one.
Like actually get dollars deposited into an account.
Some sort of monetary value coming from this. It'd be easier to talk to our partners about it. Why we're here every week.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I've definitely spent much more money on this podcast this year
than you've seen in return.
I'll probably make next year too. Yeah.
No, that's possible. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all that to say thank you all because
Yeah.
that's the reason we are still doing this is because it's actually being received by people.
Yeah, people seem to like
and it's
it.
hopefully helpful
Yeah, I think that
or entertaining.
it's very niche, the podcast, but we knew that.
Yeah.
But the people that enjoy it seem to really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And it's been fun to make.
for sure.
Yeah. So
We're hanging
we'll
out.
see where we're at this time next year,
Cool. Yeah.
We're coming for you, Joe Rogan. What's your favorite podcast?
Yeah, okay. Let's not paint that picture on the pod.
I love that none of our listeners know you in real life.
Yeah.
So I can just say anything.
Anything
and they
on
won't
this
know.
feed, I had like a visceral reaction just hearing that. They won't know. They just know I like hot dogs. One trick pony.
Well, up first for me is top books.
Top books, yeah.
Now,
That's.
do you want to talk about your top books?
Let me. Yeah. Why don't I start maybe? Since my list is much shorter.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be super honest on the pod, and this is embarrassing because I like books. I really enjoy books. I like the idea of books.
Notice I hasn't said the word reading yet.
That part comes. That part's harder for me. The thing is, I think I don't know if I read a book this year. I'm in the middle of reading a book, but I've been in the middle of reading that book since like December of last year. I'm
That's
just
okay.
slow. I read slow. I like reading, but whenever I'm thinking about sitting down in my free time, when I have free time, it's like something else will be less on my brain. And then I watch something or something.
Yeah.
So I've only been reading one book. It's called The Overstory. It won a Pulitzer. It is a good book. But, if it's taking me this long to read it, then is it that good? That's my list. That's my top books for the year.
Is the first half of the Overstory.
Yeah, the first half is really... The first, actually, third of it is really good. That part I was, sold on. And then it just kind of got... It got kind of long. I did renew my library card, though, so that's a thing.
It sounds like you're setting yourself up for a real softball of a goal in 2024.
I think my goal in 24 is I want to read more.
Yeah. And you don't have to say finish a book.
Nope, just more.
You just have to say read more.
Read more.
Boom.
Done.
Read more frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no shame.
No. So if you don't read, that's okay.
I think a lot of people feel that way. Like they like the idea of reading, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay to do when I was like doing it in a rhythm of doing it. It's very easy. I think it just depends on the book. You just got to find your book.
And you have to find a time slot to read that works for you. That's
Right.
somewhat consistent. So like for myself, when I go to bed, I charge my phone in the living room so that I can't be on my phone before bedtime.
That's a must, dude.
Yeah. So when I go to bed, I read.
Yeah.
And if anything happens in the middle of the night, good luck to whoever's calling.
Can't reach him.
Yep, you're on your own. Actually, you can just contact Sky.
Yeah. Hit me with your top books, Jake. What'd you like this year?
So I'm gonna not mention Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, what?
That would be my answer.
Yeah,
but
obviously, naturally.
I've made a pact with myself
Oh.
that I cannot bring up Brandon Sanderson as a pack one, pick one more than once every 10 episodes.
That's I think really good. Yeah. That's an achievable goal. Maybe.
Yeah. So I'll say the best book I read this year, even more than what are some of the better than the Brandon Sanderson books I read.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver.
Nice. Heard great things. Julia read it.
Won the Pulitzer.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I highly recommend Demon Copperhead.
Nice.
And then The Narrow Road Between Desires by Patrick Rothfuss.
That's one you just told me about.
Yeah, Rothfuss is one of my favorite living authors.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't write books often. In fact, this is just a short story that he expanded on and then released as a book.
Nice.
It's like a novella.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's why it's short.
You don't have to have read the other books in the series. You'll get more enjoyment out of it, I think, if you have. But if you've not, you can read this by itself. It's very short. It's like 150 pages. There's pictures.
There's pictures. I'm definitely going to read this one, actually.
Yeah, Rothfuss just has a really beautiful way of writing. I think he's phenomenal. His prose is excellent, and the world is really, really cool.
Yeah. I don't want to dive deep into this, but I listened to the first Patrick Rothfuss, Name of the Wind. Is the second one better or worse than the first one?
I think most people would say it's worse.
Bummer.
Yeah, the first one's the best. And then he has another short story called The Slow Regard of Silent Things.
I like that name.
Yeah, didn't like the book, but I do like the name.
Bummer. Why was it bad?
It's about, the girl that lives in the sewer? Oh, did you listen to the first book?
Yeah, I did.
There's a more minor character that lives in the sewers beneath the university.
It's about
the whole book is about her making soap.
Oh, that sounds like he really squandered that title.
Yeah, he's really good at writing,
Dang.
but that didn't resonate with me.
Wow. Yeah.
And then last one I'll bring up is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo.
Sounds cool.
It's the second book in a series. The first one is called Ninth House. It was probably my pick 2 years ago whenever it came out.
I heard of that one.
This one's even better.
Oh.
Very rarely is a sequel better than the first, but Hellbent is excellent.
Do I have to read the first to get the second?
Absolutely.
Ah.
But it's so good. It's
Okay.
about the secret societies at Yale. You know how Yale has like those weird secret societies that a lot of like rich people have been in?
Okay. Sure.
Okay, well there's like Skull
It's
and
real?
Bones.
That's a real thing?
It is a real thing.
Gross.
But in this story, they actually do evil dark magic.
Okay.
Whereas in real life, people just kind of joke about it.
Yeah.
In this book, they actually do like black magic. And the main character is a part of the house that polices those houses.
Okay, it sounds exciting, actually.
And then stuff goes wrong. And in the second book, she has to go to hell.
Hell bent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic series.
Cool. Okay, that sounds
So
cool.
I really like her writing. There's a scene in the second book that I cannot get out of my head.
Wow.
It is one of the most like vividly grotesque things I've ever read.
Ooh, I just got chills just hearing that.
I got chills reading it and thinking about it. I have chills again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Also, if you run a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, there's a lot of stuff you can steal out of Hellbent.
Nice.
That's what I did.
Nice. That's what I did.
All right. You want to
Cool.
talk about movies?
Yeah, let's talk about movies. I did have a list. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go
Well,
first?
mine's pretty short because obviously I like Barbie, I liked Oppenheimer, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah, those were great.
But my favorites were Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Dude, on my list.
So good.
It was on my list of 3. I'm surprised to see it on your list because I felt like after I talked to you, you were so mad that it ended the way it did. I don't
Yeah.
want to spoil the ending. People have seen that, right? I'm not going to spoil the ending. But I just feel like you were really mad at how it ended. I didn't think you'd put it on your top movies.
Yeah, I can dislike an ending, but that's not the ending, you know?
Yeah, you're
There's
right.
going to be another movie.
Yeah.
If that was the end of everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd be mad. I had that on my list though too. Just lovely.
Yeah.
Better than the first one in my opinion.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I was going to mention was Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Fun time.
That was mostly just a fun time. Like, we went and saw it as a group. Our D&D campaign went
Really
and saw
cool.
it together, and it was great.
Yeah. It was fun.
Those are my picks.
Nice.
You're more into movies than I am, though.
I probably do see more movies, yeah.
Like, you probably refer to movies as, like, cinema. Or, like, oh, I saw a film this weekend.
I saw a movie film at the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So Across the Spider-Verse was on mine as well. I love that movie. One that made it, I might have talked about it actually on a Pack One Pick One, but The Holdovers was one I just saw recently with Paul Giamatti. Didn't mention it. Okay. It's great. If you can see it, it was like, I think it's like limited release, but
I'm out.
It's very holiday themed. It's like takes place at like a boys' school, and it's the kids who don't get to go home for a Christmas holiday.
Back in.
So they have to like stay with Paul, one of the teachers who's doing it, and it's just like, it's really funny. It's incredibly well acted. It feels like an older movie, but still very like relevant. I don't know. It was delightful. Great time. Definitely recommend that. And the last one on my list, which is surprising for me, was a horror movie called Talk to Me. It's Australian.
I'm out.
Dude, okay, so the premise is basically these kids have this little like porcelain hand,
Oh, gosh.
and you light a candle, shake the hand, say talk to me, and then you see like a dead person in front of you.
Just any random dead person?
Yeah, they just pop. It's just like a random dead spirit, and it's like they were like, so you see it as you're holding the hand, but no one else can. So these kids are like filming it on social media and stuff. They do it for like a minute. It'd be like a fun party trick, but it was just like really good, really really scary, great story, great acting. Talk to me. It was
All
great.
right.
Those are like the three movies that I left and I like thought about a lot afterwards.
I will watch The Holdovers.
You gotta watch Talk to Me, dude.
That's not happening.
I'm gonna sit you down. We'll do like a live pod as we watch.
Yeah,
You'll just
hey,
be
if we
silent.
get to 1,000 weekly listeners next year,
You'll watch
I'll
it.
watch Talk to Me and
Yes.
record it.
All right, tell your friends.
Tell your friends. If you want to see me cry on live TV, on a live stream, that's what we can do.
Perfect.
And that will not be family friendly because when I get scared, I say things.
Yeah.
You want to talk about other things that we watched?
Yeah. What else did we watch? Hit up shows.
All right. You might have a couple of these on your list.
I definitely do.
Once again, you're more into television shows than I am.
Yeah, it's because I got all that time I'm not reading.
Well, no, I think that I watch a lot of YouTube videos
Yeah.
or like people streaming on Twitch.
Yeah. What are you
But-
watching people stream on Twitch? What are you watching them?
Just any game. I was watching people play Teamfight Tactics yesterday for like an hour and a half.
Nice. It is.
I haven't played that game in over a year.
Yeah. That's like a weird addicting. I don't know why it's entertaining to watch people play games, but I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, shows
The Bear.
on my list.
We hadn't watched season 1. Dude, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right.
I love that show.
Very good. Yeah. Makes me feel like I should be doing that. Like cooking.
I don't think you would do well in that environment
Why?
because I don't think you and I are made for that.
No, I couldn't do it.
There's a level of grit that I
These
don't
Beach
think we
Boys
possess.
don't have. Yeah. You're right.
I don't think they're going to the Bahamas for Christmas.
They should be.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, the bear was
great
great.
show.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like Jury Duty.
Also, I forgot it, but I thought about it putting it on my list before. That show's like one of those shows that's an experience.
Yeah. Should we say what it is?
Yeah, it's not like a spoiler, I think. There's basically a guy that gets hired for jury duty.
Hired.
He thinks hired. He gets called to jury duty, but it's fake jury duty, and he's the only one that doesn't know it's fake. Everyone else involved, the judge, everybody's an actor acting out this court case, and he thinks he's serving on a real jury.
Yeah.
And it's like, I that could like definitely be your cup of tea, but even if it's not that kind of thing, that's like, kind of like prank showy. There's just a different element to this show that when it ends, I was like, dang.
It's worth watching to the end.
For sure.
It's fantastic. I laughed so hard that I cried, and I actually cried.
Yeah, it was
which
Yes.
is why I could never work in an actual kitchen. So, third show that I would mention, The Last of Us.
Also on my list.
I never played the game. Did you play the game?
Dude, I play it's my favorite game of all time.
Okay, well, I don't like being scared.
Yeah.
So this was a stretch for me, but I really liked The Last of Us.
So good.
And I don't really know what else to say about that. It was great.
Great adaptation. I think if you felt the way you felt watching the show, I'm assuming for most people, when I finished that game, I was like absolutely devastated. I was like mind blown calling people. I've never felt like that during a game. The show was like a great adaptation. Great work.
You didn't call me?
No, I didn't call you.
You
I don't know if I knew
scared.
you. I don't think I knew you when I finished that game.
Yeah.
Years and years ago. Great shows. Great list. So I did have some of those on my list. I had a bunch of shows on here, so I'll try to go quickly.
You're the show guy.
Yeah, I exceeded my... Okay, so Shrinking I had on Apple TV+. Plus.
It's a little self-serving, but okay.
I am a counselor, so maybe I enjoyed it more, but usually I hate that stuff. Like, I hate watching counseling stuff as a counselor.
I bet you meant yourself.
I hate that stuff. But it was great. It was season 1 of Ted Lasso vibes with just like the feel good that you got from watching that. That's how I felt watching Shrinking. Check that out. I had Beef on here on Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard or seen anything.
Yeah,
about
we
Beef.
watched Beef.
Yeah, I just like when you can make a story that intriguing that's basically just based on road rage, like one incident of road rage. I don't know. I just felt that so wholeheartedly that it just turned into this whole spiral.
That movie felt like, how when you get in an argument with somebody in real life and you're taking a shower 3 days later and you're like spiraling.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say this. And then they're going to... It feels like if... what's her name? The woman in the show that wrote it, Ali?
Ali Wong?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Uh-huh.
I feel like she just got really worked up in a shower one day and then created that entire plot.
Yeah. And it's great. It's
just... And I keyed his car. Yeah.
It's like those two together just... I mean, that's the show, right?
Yeah.
It's those two main actors.
It's so good.
A couple animated shows I had on here. Scavenger's Reign on HBO. It's basically these people, their spaceship gets shipwrecked on like a foreign planet, and you're just following different characters throughout their time there. And so it's like everything they encounter is new and just like bad stuff's happening. But so much of that show I spent with just like with the reaction of, oh God, like I can't believe this is happening. And it was just a really cool story, really cool visually. Scavenger's Reign.
Sweet.
My show right now that I'm just loving is Blue Eye Samurai.
Oh, nice.
Which is might be the best animated show I've ever seen. Story, visually, incredible on Netflix.
Did you watch Castlevania?
I did not. It's on my list to watch, but I never got to it.
I watched that this year. Not Nocturne, which was released this year.
Yeah.
But the original series, I watched that like when I was sick or something. I started it. That was awesome.
Really good? Okay.
Yeah. I told you to not watch it. I didn't recommend it when I watched it because we were finishing
D&D.
Our D&D campaign.
Yeah.
And I was stealing directly from that show.
Yes. But yeah, last Blue Eye Samurai. The only disclaimer: there's a lot of cartoon nudity, a weird amount of cartoon.
Cartoon nudity?
Yeah, it's animated, so but there's a lot of nudity.
Wow.
Early on, I think it goes away a bit, but you're gonna start it and be like, what's happening?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Last show, I promise, Reservation Dogs, which is on Hulu, which is about it's like a coming of age story with these 4 Native American kids. Just really well done. It's funny. It's sad. It's awesome.
I really like the way that one girl talks.
Yeah, dude.
She talks like that.
Yeah.
She has a sing-songing type of...
Yeah.
I love her voice. We're watching that show right now as well. It's good.
It's great.
So...
That's it. That's my shows.
Oh, top albums. Did you do top albums? Well, we know yours.
No, but I have some top music choices. What were you going to say mine was?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, that's for sure. What was
and then it's going to be 4 bands I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's Olivia Rodrigo. And this band that my buddy just texted me about, he said, I just found out about this band and I've never felt so old. It's
Switchfoot.
It's a very Gen Z. It's called 100 Gex.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of 100 Gex.
You know 100 Gex?
I've heard of them. I listened to their album one time and I have not gone back.
Yeah, I think that's how you're going to respond. You're going to love it, or it's going to feel like your ears are bleeding.
So do you like it, or are you trying to like it for the sake of your students?
No, I don't know if my students would even like that. I listen like the 4 top songs on Spotify, absolute bangers.
100,
I love them.
100 gex.
100 gex. That's my music.
Olivia Rodrigo and 100 gex.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I had a lot, but I narrowed my list down.
Nice.
I tried to do one from each of my favorite genres so that I didn't just have a bunch of metal music, because I could have done a top 5 metal albums this year. There was a lot of really good metal music that came out, but number one for me, number one album and number one metal album, Take Me Back to Eden by Sleep Token. They're a progressive metal band, so it's just sort of like a mixture of a bunch of different genres.
Okay.
Super, super good.
Nice.
It was most played on Spotify for me, and I think I'll be listening to it for a long time. Like, it's the album that I'll probably be coming back to for years.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
The main singer's vocals are insane, and the drummer, I play drums, and this drummer is really, really good without overcomplicating stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of metal music, it's the drummers are just really going over the top, which is part of metal. Like, I really like that and appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
But I like how the drummer in Sleep Token shows us that he's capable to do those things, but is very thoughtful about when he chooses to do them.
Yeah.
I also say we actually don't know any of the people in the band.
What?
They all have fake names and wear masks during shows. So the singer's name is Vessel.
Why is it Vessel? What?
So the
What are their
lore
names?
behind the band is that their music is like worship music to the sleep god.
Oh, dear God, Jake.
It's metal. They all have these weird things.
Yeah. They all have their shticks.
Yeah. So that's Take Me Back to Eden by Sleep Token.
Nice.
Country music, Zach Bryan's self-titled album, so good.
Yeah.
My song of the year is the one on there with him and Casey Musgraves. It's my favorite song that came out this year.
Casey Musgraves is excellent.
Yeah, that song, so good.
Nice.
And then psychedelic rock is V by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. They're fantastic. I saw them perform this live recently. If you get a chance to see Unknown Mortal Orchestra live, just trust me.
Do it.
It's worth it. Their shows are usually cheap because they're not that famous. And they're a band. It's the only time I've went to a concert and like fell in love with a band at the concert.
Wow.
Before the concert, I wasn't a big fan of their music. Same with Sky. And then after seeing them live, we've now seen them live 3 times.
That's so
They're
interesting.
one of my favorite bands.
I feel like it's a band that tons of people have heard of,
Yeah.
but just like don't know anything about or listen to.
They're so good live.
Wow.
The first song, last tour, the first song was like 15 minutes of, they start the song, and then normally where there's a guitar solo, the lead vocalist is also the lead guitar player. He went out into the crowd and played a guitar solo for like 15 minutes, just walking through the crowd,
Just
walking up the stairs. He did a shot at the bar at the back.
as he was playing guitar.
As he was doing his solo, he did a shot and then kept going. So when we saw him the second time,
Yeah.
in the European part of the tour, we went upstairs next to the bar.
Just in hopes.
And I had 2 shots,
Just
hoping
ready.
that he would stop with me to take one, and he didn't.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
This guy bought 2 shots and just waited.
Yeah, man. So, well,
That's incredible. I feel like our musical taste is probably the most varying we are when it comes to like stuff like this.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But like, I think both of us will listen to just about anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I just like, I like most music. Oh, honorable mention. I didn't put this, but favorite hip hop of the year, Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia's album. The collab that they did was so good.
Haven't listened.
They did a follow-up EP that was like I think it was called like DLC,
Okay.
and it was so good.
That's awesome.
But that's probably my favorite hip hop. Those are my, I think, 4 favorite genres: metal, country, psychedelic rock, and hip hop. And those are my top albums from those 4.
Yeah, I'm just remembering when you brought me to a brewery to see this band in town, and there was a
Dungeon Filth.
and there was a man in a dog cage the whole time. That was his role on stage. That's the instrument he played. guy in dog cage.
Well, the cage was also behind the man who was strapped to
An X.
an X in front of the stage.
Just head banging.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, to each their own, you know? Not yucking on your yum.
I wasn't there for Dungeon Filth.
No. Yeah?
They were the opener.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's normal.
Right.
All right.
Got it.
Well, did you have any other categories?
No.
All right.
Memes. Oh, I did have one of my categories was just top gaming moments, whether that's like games, video games, but it's one of those is under your top memories as well.
Oh, we'll do that. I have one.
Okay, so my one of my top gaming moments was just playing the game Disco Elysium, which I feel like there's like a real cult following for, and it was just unlike any video game I've ever played in the fact that it was like very like RPG, like you're literally doing dice checks and stuff to see if you can accomplish things, and I feel like you could play the game so many times through and get so many different outcomes of like what kind of character you want to be, and you're just investigating like a murder in this town. It was just like really intriguing, slow gameplay, but like a cool thing to pick up in like play every day. So that was my like a video game that I played that I was like, wow, this is gonna stick with me. My other top gaming moment was defeating Strahd.
Nice.
Which is on your top memories.
Wait, I was gonna say, I got a Switch this year.
You got a what?
A Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice.
And I bought Hades and the new Zelda game.
Yeah.
I haven't even played the new Zelda game because I can't stop playing Hades.
You're still playing Hades? Like it's that much replay?
I played for 2 hours last night.
No way, dude. Oh.
No, I hadn't played for months, but
yeah,
Hades was like the highlight of the year.
I gotta get Hades.
It's not a new game.
No.
I know that, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
And Hades 2's coming out, I think, next year.
I want to get a Switch when they make them better. You said they were trying to. You said they were.
I think they might do like a Switch 2 soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my Switch. It's great.
Yeah, I just shouldn't be.
But yeah, it's worth the wait. You have a PS5.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, defeating Strahd. I would say I was talking to Sky about this. I was thinking about my like reflecting on the year. I do try to think about like things that I've learned, ways that I've growed.
Yeah, growed.
Being
He's still growing every day.
Yeah. Speaking, I've not grown a lot. I didn't realize how bad I was at speaking until I started this podcast.
You started a podcast. Yeah.
So I think that if I made like a top 5 list of accomplishments this year, defeating Strahd would be one of them.
Dude, I regret not like having an audio or like I wish we had somehow preserved that moment so that it wasn't just in my memory, because I wanted to remember it so much more than I do. Like I remember how it all ended.
I like that.
But I want it all. I want the like 2 hours. I just want that last like 15 minutes.
I'd say 2 hours. Bro, that last session was like 4 or 5 hours.
I know. I wish I had it.
Well, so we played this Dungeons and Dragons campaign for 3 years.
Yep.
And
during COVID.
Started right before COVID, did virtual during COVID, then started meeting, took summers off. Every adult in this has a full-time job, so our sessions were usually like an hour and a half or 2 hours every other week. Mm-hmm. So that's why it took 3 years.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, it was almost epic. Truly.
I think that we could I think that we should do an episode of the ending.
That's what I'm saying. I wish we had it. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't have written a more epic conclusion to that campaign.
Right. It felt fake.
The final boss, everyone was dead. Not unconscious. Everyone was literally dead except for you and the main villain, Strahd von Zarovich. Mm-hmm. And Strahd von Zarovich is gloating over you, using your brother in the in-game to gloat.
Yeah.
And you get one turn to try to attack him, but I know that he has enough HP that you have to hit him with both of your attacks.
And I missed the first attack.
And you miss the first attack.
Completely miss it. Like a critical miss.
So I start to shut down emotionally as I prepare for us to basically end a 3-year campaign in a total loss.
Yeah, everyone dead.
And then you crit.
A crit, dude. I rolled a nat 20.
You rolled a natural 20, the last dice roll of the campaign. And you rolled a natural 20, and it was enough to kill
That's what I'm
Strahd.
saying, man. If we weren't there, like, it still feels fake saying it. Right?
Yeah.
But, like, it happened.
Yeah, it did happen. It was
Incredible.
absolutely wild.
Incredible.
But yeah, that was my proudest thing. Not like literally, but it's like probably the thing I'll be most proud of in the years to come. Getting 6 full-time working adults to meet for 2 hours every other week
And to
for
commit.
3 years is a big accomplishment.
It's a big deal, dude. It was hard. It was hard. Some weeks were hard.
And I was a dungeon master, and like it was like herding cats. I would have, we had to have we had one session where I just had to like be really vulnerable with y'all, and I was like, I am burning out.
You're like, guys, I need you.
I need help. I need you to
Yeah.
prioritize.
Right.
Prioritize helping me plan this.
Yeah.
But it was a great time.
Mhm.
It was fantastic. It couldn't have asked for a more epic ending,
No.
and I'm so proud of Sky and Julia for sticking it out for 3 years.
For sure. Yeah. It was a feat.
It was definitely a feat. There were weeks where there were most weeks where they did not want to be there.
Yeah.
And then now they still bring it up like, so are we going to do that again?
Yeah, are we going to play again? Like, could we maybe? Yeah. We gotta
Yeah.
do a one-off or something.
That was a great time.
Was.
If you're interested to hear the actual, maybe we could do, stuff nobody asked for or whatever.
Yeah.
That would fall into that category. If anybody cares to hear about that ending,
Mhm.
we could actually share that story. It's pretty good.
Once every 20 episodes, maybe we can get away with talking about stuff nobody asked for.
Yeah. Outside of that, we're very serious and on topic.
For sure.
Um,
You have
Also-
another top memory.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's okay.
You don't want to share that one? Just
Well,
put it on there. Just
We
share-
just talked about.
just share it. No, just share with them.
All right. So Sky and I went to Australia this summer.
Oh, traveling guy.
We're losing followers by the minute.
Like, these guys are so out of touch, dude. They're just...
Yeah, the facade that we're, struggling podcast hosts. We are struggling podcast hosts, but
But you went to Australia.
yes,
Sky
is
roots.
half Australian.
Back to her roots.
Yeah, so Sky's dad is Australian, and all of her extended family lives in Australia.
Mhm.
So I got to meet them.
Yeah, you never met them. That's like a big deal, actually.
Yeah, it was a really big deal. It was a really good time, and we got to do it for really cheap because we had a free place to stay everywhere we went.
Yeah, I feel like you've been talking about going to since I met you. So the fact you guys finally went on this trip was like a big deal.
Well, 2020 was the year it was going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, well,
COVID.
things changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally things started opening up enough because like in Australia, their lockdowns were like, we literally couldn't have gotten in.
Yeah,
Like in Melbourne, I think their lockdown was a year and a half,
it was serious.
like actually locked down.
Mhm.
Like people were getting arrested and stuff. Level
Yikes.
lockdowns.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it was great. It was good to go to Australia.
Yeah.
And meet Sky's family.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, that took 6 years of marriage to get there.
But you did it.
Yeah, we did it. It was
Mhm.
awesome. So it's been a good year. Like, but those are definitely the highlights. Was concluding the Curse of Strahd campaign
Yeah.
and visiting Australia.
I think my only other highlight of the year is my highlight every year. I work at a camp in the summer called Camp Akeaway for kids with juvenile arthritis.
Nice. Way to reel the crowd back in.
Which yeah, we're doing good stuff too.
Taylor is.
I didn't know that existed, truthfully, till I worked this camp. Like 2 years ago, I learned that kids can have arthritis, so that was just a wild concept to me. But it's like the best thing I do every year by a landslide. It's like the happiest I am, like working a camp. I'm there for a week. The kids are amazing. Yeah, it's just great. And it's like 20 to 30 kids. It's always like super small. Everyone involved is nice and happy and like so cool to be there. So that's it. Camp Takeaway. That's my other highlight from the year. I'm going back next year and I can't wait.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We live for summer camp.
For sure.
We're at 43 minutes.
So long.
Should we do listener questions?
Maybe we save them. Or are they quick? We should answer
Um,
one. Give them something they will actually want to hear about, right?
I guess. We'll do
We'll do one.
We'll do the non-serious ones.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
there's a question. I will say this. There's a couple questions about like math
Okay.
stuff, and we're gonna do a whole episode on that.
Okay.
So we're going to answer that question in more detail.
Yes.
About like when you have a deck that has synergies with payoffs and enablers, what are the numbers on that? Well, we're going to do a whole episode on that at the beginning of next year. But do you want to answer the question about a New York system hot dog?
Yes, I will. Who'd this come from? Trent? Emerald
Trent.
Archer. A New York system hot dog. I will admit that I first had to look up what a New York system hot dog was because I have not had one. But I am definitely willing to try it. I'm Googling it now real quick just to look again. I just typed in New York system. Sorry. So
We can cut this.
but it looks great. There's onions.
So
Looks
the answer is no.
I've never had it,
Okay.
but I'm willing to try it.
What all's on it, though?
Onions, ground beef,
Oh.
mustard,
Gosh.
allspice, nutmeg.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like sweet and savory. It's the best of both worlds.
Oh, my God.
The beef seems like a lot, so like I'm not really a chili cheese dog kind of guy, but I
The
think
beef is what lost you?
I think the fact that it's onions instead of like cheese, I'm in.
Bro, it's got allspice.
Yeah, I bet you don't taste that much.
If I can taste it at all, I'm
That's
out.
too much. Yeah,
There's just some things that shouldn't mix. And hot dog with ground beef and allspice,
you're out.
that's a mixture I'm out of.
All right.
If we get to 1,000 listeners
I'll eat it.
in a week next year, I will eat a New York system hot dog while I watch
Talk to me.
Talk to Me.
Honestly, that's just a solid Friday night for me.
Yeah, that's a typical Friday. All right, and then I'll answer a very serious question for me. Andrew Hanneman says, random question, where was your first car crash and why was it at Shane's Rib Shack? So this is because I know this person in real life, and they heard me mention that my first car crash was at the original Shane's Rib Shack. You know what Shane's Rib Shack is?
Like the original one? No.
No, but do you know what Shane's Rib Shack is?
Yeah. It's like a rib shack.
It's like mediocre barbecue food.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like a chain.
Yeah.
The original one was in my hometown. And
Nice.
so that's like jokingly our claim to fame.
Oh, yeah, the first Shane's.
Yeah, so when people are like, where are you from? I say the home of the original Shane's Rib Shack.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. People laugh every time.
People always get to laugh.
They love it. But that's also where I got in my first car crash. I was going to pick up. So it used to be good. Shane's Rib Shack used to be really, really good.
Wow.
You got extra chicken tenders every time you went.
Jeez.
The pork was like actually barbecued there and
Nice.
like really good. They've fallen off, but not a sponsor. But
Unless you want to be, then really good food.
about 6 months after I got my license one year, it was Christmas time. I went to go pick up Shane's for dinner for the family.
Nice.
And I was taking a left out of Shane's. The way it works is it's close to a 4-way intersection, but it's on the corner.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a left out of it, you have to go across a turning lane, a straight lane, a turning lane, and then 2
Oof.
coming the opposite direction.
Okay.
So it's like kind of an ambitious move for someone that's been driving for 6 months. I should have just taken a right and taken 2 more minutes to go home.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I just sent it, and I drove a 93 Dodge Dakota, and I remember, so I couldn't see from the left or the right, but a woman in an Escalade stopped and like signaled for me to go.
Yeah.
And it was nighttime, and I was like, oh, she says I'm good to go. Now I know that's not how that works. That just means they're giving you time. If you would like to take this opportunity to nudge your way across these 5 lanes, you're
Yeah.
welcome to do so.
You're like, oh, we're straight.
But don't just trust this person.
Yeah, no.
Well, I did, and I just sent it, and I hit another 16-year-old kid that was in a BMW.
Oof.
I did $15,000 worth of damage to this guy's BMW.
God, dude.
I hit it at the front, and it scraped all the way down the side of this person's car.
Yikes.
And it barely dented the front of my truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So
that was
that's
fun.
that's the story of how I got in my first car crash at Shane's Rib Shack,
Nice.
the original.
So never go to Shane's. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
All right.
What a note.
I think we'll get to the rest of these questions later.
Very soon.
Most of them are pretty serious.
Super serious.
Yeah, pretty intense stuff. So, just a reminder, we will not be releasing an episode on the 26th. if you would like to listen to this half of the, just listen to the second half of this episode again. Because this episode's an hour long.
Yeah, just divide this one into 2 parts.
And we'll be back on either January 2nd or the 9th. Depends what we feel like.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Hop on our Discord. And congrats to whoever won the giveaway.
Congrats to whoever won. We'll do a little mini giveaway winner.
Yeah, I probably said it at the beginning who won, but if not, I'll say it here.
Here.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.